So what's happening with your show, man? What are you doing?
Well, everybody hold on to your hat out there. Fast and Loud is no more.
Fast and Loud vanished overnight, leaving fans shocked and desperate for answers. This was the show we all loved, the one that had us hooked episode after episode, until it abruptly disappeared. Everyone was left wondering, why did it end after such a successful run? It felt like losing a close friend, one who was there for every thrilling car rebuild and every burst of laughter. What really forced this show off the air? Join us. Let's dig into the shocking truth behind the sudden cancellation of Fast and Loud, the sudden ending of a hit show. We all have that one TV show we love, the one that makes us excited for each new episode. Then, out of nowhere, it vanishes. The show ends, leaving you and many others confused and full of questions. This has happened to millions of viewers, and the reasons for these sudden endings are often a mystery. So why did Fast and Loud disappear from our screens after so many successful years? Let's dive into what really happened. But this wasn't the worst part. The show's sudden end wasn't just a shock. It felt like losing a good friend. Fans had followed every episode, getting attached to the cars, the process, and the people involved. The end was more than unexpected. It was heartbreaking. The mystery behind Fast and Loud ending remains unsolved for many. Some say it was due to behind-the-scenes issues, while others think it was just the natural end of the show's journey. Whatever the reason, the show left a gap that's hard to fill. The success and sudden decline of the show Fast and Loud can mostly be linked to Richard Rawlings, a man with such charm he could probably sell sand in a desert. Rawlings, from Fort Worth, Texas, started in the car business early in life. He worked with his dad fixing cars. At just 14, he bought his first car and began his journey in the automotive world. But Rawlings didn't stay only in the car industry. He briefly worked in the printing business, but his love for cars was too strong. In 2002, he made a bold decision. He sold his printing business to open Gas Monkey Garage in Dallas. This risky move paid off and caught the eye of the Discovery Channel, leading him to TV fame. But this wasn't the end of his story. As Rawlings' reputation grew, so did his influence and popularity. This led to a TV show that highlighted his car restoration skills and his magnetic personality. Fast and Loud became a celebration of his talent and love for cars, making him a household name. Outside his workshop, Rawlings showed he was a smart businessman too. He sold 28 specially restored cars for more than $10 million, keeping his garage successful even without the TV fame. But this wasn't the most impressive part. His role on the popular TV show Fast and Loud turned him from just a car fan into a well-known figure. The show boosted his fame, drawing in many fans and changing his career. This TV adventure not only displayed his technical skills, but also his charming personality, bringing viewers into the exciting world of car restoration and making his garage a must-visit place for car enthusiasts. But the story doesn't end there. Rawlings' influence kept growing as the show gained popularity, making him a household name and inspiring many to take an interest in car restoration. His journey from a simple car lover to a celebrated TV star is a testament to his dedication and passion for what he does. Rawlings had a special talent for attracting viewers, making car restoration popular by turning old, neglected vehicles into beautiful classics. Each episode of Fast and Loud was more than just fixing up a car. It was a personal journey for Rawlings. He mixed technical skills with personal stories, drawing the audience deeper into each project. As the heart of Gas Monkey Garage, Rawlings was hands-on. He wasn't just a manager. He was often seen with tools in hand, dirt under his fingernails, directly involved in every step of the restoration. This approach was key to the show's success, showing his real love for cars not just as a job, but as an art form. They saw a great opportunity in Rawlings' skillful car makeovers and offered him the chance to host his own show, even though his garage wasn't making a lot of money at first. The quality of his car transformations was obvious and promising, paving the way for a beloved series. This move not only made Rawlings a star, but also had a big impact on car culture and fans worldwide. Richard Rawlings, driven by his deep love for cars, jumped at the chance to be part of a TV show. It wasn't just a way to show off his skill in turning old beat-up cars into shiny, valuable ones. The show also offered big financial rewards and lots of attention for his business. At first, Rawlings wasn't sure if the show would stand out among all the reality TV shows out there. But when Fast and Loud started airing, it quickly proved him wrong. The show grabbed a large audience with its lively team dynamics, detailed car restorations, and the thrill of selling these fixed-up cars for a profit. But this wasn't the most surprising part. The show wasn't just about the mechanics of car restoration. It also explored the drama of tight deadlines and the personal stakes in each project. It showed the intense pressure the team felt to make each car restoration profitable for the garage. These transformations were shown not just as technical jobs, but as passionate projects, filled with moments of tension and joy. A new vision for car restoration emerged. Behind the scenes at Gas Monkey Garage, the creators of Fast and Loud were especially impressed by the unrecognized expertise and historical importance of Richard Rawlings' father in the car industry, which many people didn't know about. Seeing a great chance to highlight this forgotten detail, they set clear and ambitious goals to capture millions of viewers, which they did impressively, and to shed light on the complex and interesting process of car restoration, a part of the car world that was new to many. But that wasn't the biggest challenge. With its mix of friendly banter and smart promotion of this lesser-known aspect of car maintenance, Fast and Loud quickly rose to worldwide fame. It gave viewers a fun and informative escape set against the gritty, busy scene of the Gas Monkey Garage. The show figured out the secret to TV success, becoming a favorite for those wanting to dive into a world far from their everyday lives. At first, Fast and Loud came on the scene with big goals and hopes for lasting success. But it wasn't long before the show ran into many problems that threatened its stability. Key cast members left one after another, causing lots of drama and sparking rumors about what was happening behind the scenes. As the series started to repeat its storylines, and the on-screen drama seemed more and more fake, people began to talk about the show losing its original charm. Even with these issues, Fast and Loud still had a big audience. But the decision to end the series didn't surprise many. The producers had everything they needed and a loyal audience to keep the show going for many more seasons. But they made the unexpected choice to cancel the show, surprising both fans and those involved. Richard Rawlings, who had been a key part of the show from the start, played a big role in its end. Although he was central to Fast and Loud, he decided to leave, marking the end of an era for the beloved series. This move not only changed his career, but also highlighted how unpredictable TV can be, where even the most successful shows can end suddenly. When Richard Rawlings decided to leave Fast and Loud, it was a big moment for the show. Fans were upset and confused by the sudden end of their favorite series. It turned out that Rawlings felt stuck in his creative role. He started off excited and full of new ideas, but over time, he felt like he couldn't try new things anymore. Rawlings was especially unhappy with the rules that stopped him from talking openly about his garage work. His contract with Discovery Channel had strict terms, like not being allowed to say anything bad about the network. Breaking these rules would cost him a lot of money, adding to his frustration. When asked why Fast and Loud ended, Rawlings often gave vague answers, saying it just felt like the right decision at the time. But many believed that behind-the-scenes arguments with producers and the departure of key team members played a big role in his choice to leave. But that wasn't the worst part. Rawlings' decision to leave was also about protecting his personal brand and moving towards new projects. As he became more popular on social media, he found a place where he could speak more freely, without the limits of TV contracts. This new freedom let him be more creative and open up new career opportunities online. The internal conflicts within the Fast and Loud team only made it clearer that it was time for him to move on and explore these fresh opportunities. Given its large and diverse group of characters, it wasn't surprising that not everyone got along on the set. This led to disagreements and even some important members leaving the project. When the show suddenly ended, it shocked the car enthusiast community, who had faithfully watched it for years. The departure of Tom Smith and Jordan Butler only added to the drama. These guys weren't just any members. They were key players known for their expertise, and suddenly, they were gone. Their exit was mysterious, leading to rumors and theories among viewers. It later came out that Rawlings had fired them, but this only sparked more gossip and intense discussions among the audience. But this wasn't the worst part. The final episode of Fast and Loud didn't just end a popular show. It reflected the changing world of car entertainment. The series not only entertained, but also showed the tough realities of running a hit show, dealing with personal and professional challenges that could lead to its end. As Rawlings now focuses on his YouTube channel, continuing his car transformations without the restrictions of traditional TV. The story of Fast and Loud remains captivating as a tale of its rise, slow decline, and the ongoing journeys of its main characters. However, this move from regular TV to online platforms is a bold new step for Rawlings. He is now free from past limitations and ready to explore new possibilities in his field. Let's take a closer look at the events and changes that shook up this famous garage. Firing key members exposed deeper issues. Behind the garage doors, the realities of reality TV. The real trouble started when Smith shared that he and Butler got fired for letting a fan take a picture with a custom car inside the garage. This simple act led to a huge problem. The fan, who had cystic fibrosis, really wanted a picture with the car. At first, the manager said no because of health concerns, but the mechanics felt sorry for the fan and let the photo happen. Sadly, this kind decision cost Smith and Butler their jobs. This news quickly damaged Richard Rawlings' reputation. People started seeing him as cold and uncaring towards his fans. This happened during a time when society was quick to judge public figures, a trend known as cancel culture. Rawlings faced immediate backlash, and many fans stopped watching the show. Disappointed by how Rawlings was acting, a lot of viewers turned away, which probably contributed to Fast and Loud ending. But this wasn't the only twist. Jesse James from Monkey Garage joined the cast of Fast and Loud, which made things interesting. At first, James and Rawlings got along, making the show even more exciting. But things took a turn when Rawlings started criticizing James openly. This tension changed the show's vibe from friendly to confrontational, adding more drama to the already intense storyline. James took things to a new level by dumping a huge pile of horse manure on Rawlings' driveway. It wasn't just the people around who saw it. Cameras caught the whole thing too. What James thought would be a funny prank quickly turned into a big problem. People called the act rude and unnecessary, damaging James's once respectable image. His fans, who used to admire him, now felt embarrassed and disappointed. This incident turned James from a loved star of Fast and Loud into someone people didn't want to see anymore. But that wasn't the worst part. This event showed how reality TV can be misleading. Off camera, these controversies create complex and often exaggerated stories that keep audiences hooked. A similar incident happened in the 4th season with the discovery of what were said to be original Pontiac Firebird prototypes, supposedly worth about $325,000 each, hidden in a barn. While this story grabbed a lot of attention and drew viewers in, it also showed the unpredictable and sometimes fake nature of reality TV. Fans of Pontiac and the general public were excited about finding these valuable cars, but their excitement was mixed with doubt as people began to question the truth behind these claims. The difference between the glamorous stories shown on TV and the real facts sparked more debates about how genuine the show's content was. But things didn't stop there. Fast and Loud often seemed to thrive on scandals as much as on restoring classic cars. The big claims about finding rare prototypes on the show were soon proven to be false. Instead of being rare prototypes, the cars turned out to be just early production models. This revelation made viewers doubt the honesty of the stories they were seeing on the show. The unique prototypes shown in the series turned out to be just regular models. This became clear when the same models appeared on eBay, selling for around $30,000 each. This price tag and the online auction contradicted the grand promises made on the show, causing widespread online backlash. This incident eroded fan loyalty and hurt the show's reputation, making people question its authenticity and honesty. Richard Rawlings, the star of the series, was often shown as a strong and decisive leader, but it soon became clear that many of his decisions were made impulsively, without much thought or advice. This was especially true when he chose cars to restore. Despite spending a lot of money, many of the cars had severe rust issues, much worse than initially seen. This wasn't a rare problem, but a common theme throughout the series. Rawlings kept spending money on these vehicles, some of which were almost entirely made of rust. People began to question his judgment and wondered if he was losing his sharp business sense. His continued investment in such deteriorated cars seemed reckless and wasteful. This pattern of questionable decisions played a big role in the declining viewer ratings and may have contributed to the show's eventual cancellation. As the series went on, it became more evident that Rawlings' once sharp business tactics had dulled which matched the show's drop in popularity and eventual end. But this wasn't the worst part. There were more issues that kept piling up, making the situation even worse. Rawlings was known for his deep trust in his own skills with car mechanics, constantly engaging in major modifications. He often swapped out many car parts, aiming to install superior or simply different components. However, these changes didn't always lead to the improvements he anticipated. More often than not, altering one component would unexpectedly disrupt another, transforming what were supposed to be straightforward and budget-friendly repairs into a series of expensive, compounded fixes. This recurring cycle of increasing financial burdens became increasingly apparent as the series progressed, potentially influencing Rawlings' decision to step away from the show for a while. A guest star changed the show's path, the downfall of a car restoration icon. Audience dissatisfaction reached its peak during an episode where the team attempted to build a replica of the iconic car from Knight Rider as a birthday present for a friend. Even with a sizable budget allocated for this special project, the episode fell short of expectations. Many viewers felt it was over-rehearsed and strayed too far from genuine car craftsmanship. Instead of focusing on the vehicle, Rawlings appeared to spend more time traveling across Europe than actually engaging with the car's construction. This particular episode stood out as a clear illustration of the increasingly scripted direction that the later seasons of the show took, distancing itself from the authentic car-building spirit that initially drew in its audience. The show Fast and Loud started off as a genuine car restoration series, but it quickly disappointed many of its viewers. Instead of focusing on the craft of restoring cars, it became more about creating fake drama. As the series went on, it was clear that the show was more interested in staged arguments than real car building. This made fans feel let down, and many believed Fast and Loud had lost its original appeal, becoming more about drama than actual mechanical skills. But this wasn't the worst part. Viewers began to openly criticize the show for being fake, reinforcing the idea that it had moved away from its authentic beginnings. When Fast and Loud faced controversies and challenges, ending the show seemed like a relief rather than a shocking twist for those who had been watching its planned drama unfold. Now that the series is over, people are curious about what the cast members will do next. Richard Rawlings, the lively leader of the show, didn't seem too bothered by its end. With more free time, he looks ready to start new projects, possibly bringing his energetic personality to new ventures. This change might mean a return to real car projects or a new direction in entertainment for Rawlings and his team. Richard Rawlings, driven by his love for cars, is now spending more time on his passion for automobiles. He's growing his collection of vintage and unique cars, enjoying the freedom that comes without the restrictions of TV production. Rawlings shares updates on his latest projects through his YouTube channel and Instagram, where his fans can see his life after TV. He's sold several of his carefully restored cars and is now looking for some of the rarest vehicles in the world, hoping these new finds will be great investments. But this isn't the most exciting part. As Rawlings explores these new ventures, the rest of the Fast and Loud Actors crew are also finding their own ways in the car world. Aaron Kaufman, known for his mechanical genius, took a surprising turn after leaving Gas Monkey Garage in 2017. He left for personal reasons, which made fans curious and worried. Aaron then started his own business in Dallas, focusing on restoring Ford F-100 trucks from different years. His skills caught the eye of the Discovery Channel, and he got his own TV show, Shifting Gears with Aaron Kaufman. Though the show was canceled after just one season due to low ratings, Kaufman stays positive about his journey and is open to returning to TV if the right opportunity comes along. But this isn't the end of the story. There's also Sue, whose real name is Ulan Heo. Her journey is all about hard work and dedication. Born into a farming family in Taiwan, Sue learned the value of hard work from a young age. Her relentless drive has made her a well-known figure in the car repair industry, inspiring many who follow her career. Sue started a new chapter in her life when she moved to the United States after getting married and starting her family. Not long after they settled down, the family decided to get into the upholstery business. They worked on different projects, including renovating her husband's 1968 Gran Torino right in their garage. Sue quickly showed her amazing skill in upholstery and soon became known for her excellent work. Seeing an opportunity, Sue made a bold move by buying a struggling upholstery shop in Dallas. With just $4,500, she started transforming the shop. Using her skills and hard work, she turned the business around, making it successful and showing off her dedication and knowledge. Sue began her upholstery business in a small 1,000 square foot garage. Her goal was to grow her brand and show what she could do in her field. With a lot of hard work and determination, she soon needed more space. She expanded into an additional 1,000 square feet in the building next door, doubling her workspace. But this wasn't the biggest challenge she faced. Years of dedication and commitment to excellence helped her business thrive. Her success encouraged her to take another big step. She moved her business to a larger 2,000 square foot garage across the street. This move showed her growing success and the increasing demand for her top-notch upholstery services. But there was more to come. Sue's growth brought new challenges. From small shop to TV stardom, Sue's crazy path. Sue's hard work and determination led to an even bigger achievement. She saved enough money to buy the entire building complex where her business was located. Today, this location is a busy hub for her ASM business, standing as proof of her success and the realization of the American dream. It not only symbolizes her personal achievements, but also shows what can be accomplished with years of hard work and a never-give-up attitude. How did Sue become a part of the Fast and Loud cast? When she moved her business to a new and better location, she caught the attention of Richard Rawlings. Richard, who was always on the lookout for new opportunities, noticed Sue's skills right away. Plus, he owned the building where Sue set up her shop, which made working together even easier. Richard was impressed by her amazing upholstery work, no-nonsense style, and strong personality. He decided to give her some tasks to see how she would do. At first, there were a few bumps in the road, but soon Sue and Richard started working well together, creating a partnership that became a regular part of the show. Sue quickly became a favorite on the show because of her charm and ability to handle even the toughest customers, including Richard. She was never officially an employee, but she jokingly called Richard's shop the Ass Monkey Garage, a name that the audience loved. She would tease Richard, saying, "Why do you always bring me junk?" and often pointed out his stingy ways with, "I have deals for everyone, except you, cheap-ass monkey." But this wasn't the end of the story. Sue's popularity on Fast and Loud gave her business a big boost. Her playful yet tense relationship with Richard, whom she called Monkey, helped the show's ratings. But then, something unexpected happened. Sue started to appear less and less on the show. There was no explanation from the producers or Richard, which left fans curious and worried. Viewers started wondering why Sue left, especially since other cast members had also left around the same time. There were rumors about Richard being difficult to work with and the high turnover of cast members. Fans were left to guess about the real reasons behind Sue's departure and what it meant for the future of their favorite show. Sue's absence was hard to ignore and had a worrying vibe. There were lots of whispers about why she left, with many saying it was because of a big money argument with Richard that ruined their partnership. Many people thought Sue had been pushed aside, stuck with boring and urgent tasks that didn't show her real skills. A revealing interview, Sue talked about her unhappiness. She said, "It's a reality show, so what we really do doesn't come through. There's so much more that we do that never makes it on air." She wanted to go back to what she loved, restoring hot rods and running her own workshop. But the way she was shown on TV was very different from her real job, which involved a lot more than what was broadcast. But that wasn't the worst part. Sue found it very hard to handle the many tasks Richard gave her. These jobs had strict deadlines because of upcoming auctions, putting a lot of pressure on the team. She explained, "Richard's vehicles are often up for auction, so our deadlines are strict. We often need to use multiple staff members and work overtime to meet them." This busy schedule, driven by the show's production needs, added to her frustrations and was a big reason she decided to leave. Sue had a hard time managing her workload because Richard expected a lot from her. It was tough for her to balance being a business owner and appearing on the TV show. When she showed up on several episodes of Misfit Garage, a spin-off of Fast and Loud, rumors started. People thought she might be planning to join another TV project. On sites like Reddit, some speculated that Richard might be looking for a cheaper or more skilled upholsterer, raising questions about Sue's work quality on the show. But this wasn't the worst part. The exact reasons for Sue leaving Fast and Loud are still unclear. There could be several factors that played a role in her decision. Fans noticed a big change at Gas Monkey Garage. It used to be a busy place full of restoration projects, but now it looked more like a showroom with fewer restored cars on display. This change might have affected Sue and Richard's working relationship. As the garage shifted its focus from restoring cars to showcasing them, it could have hurt their collaboration, making it hard to keep their successful partnership going. This likely caused some tension, pushing Sue to look for new opportunities. This left fans wondering about what the future holds for both Sue and the garage. The show Fast and Loud made Gas Monkey Garage famous for car modifications and stayed popular for almost 10 years. People from all over the world loved the amazing cars created by the talented team. The show's lasting appeal was clear. Even when there were rumors about the show's possible decline, Fast and Loud kept winning fans and became a big part of car culture. Why did Sue really leave Fast and Loud? Was it just the changing focus of Gas Monkey Garage, or something more? Leave comments and subscribe for more.